Here we are for round number 2. We've won the die roll again, so we will take the play. And looking at this hand, it's uh, really not exciting hand. Like, you're kind of playing cards kind of on rate. We do have a removal spell, but it's also not bad enough that I wouldn't keep it. It lets us play lands and spells, so we are going to keep and just see if being able to play a 2/2 for 2 and then a 4/4 for 3 and then a 4/4 for 2 is good enough. So we will keep. Obviously, any card we draw that gives us a way to accelerate our Mirran Forces out will be really powerful. So we'll play the Great Furnace, gives us a chance to Galvanic Blast a turn 1 creature that we care about. It looks like we are playing against Affinity. They have no turn 1 play either, so that's good. Great, so we'll play our Frogmite. Again, not an exciting way to start an Affinity hand, but it works. Like, their Flare Husk is better than... yeah, because it lets them play... Oh, multiple Frogmites, lucky. That's fine, so we did draw a second Galvanic Blast. We'll play our Mirror Enforcer. That's going to keep them at bay for now. And give us a chance to... Okay, they do have a Gear Secret Serpent, which is a bit of a trump for us. For them. Okay, so now we get to play a 1 mana 4/4, which is good. And then we can Perilous Research, which we are going to do now, sacrificing the Darksteel Citadel. Trying to find some more gas, which we have found. Excellent. We have no attacks here. Doesn't do us any good. We do have a couple of good creatures to play starting next turn. Prism is fine. Him attacking here means that I'm going to triple block. If he does happen to have double blast, we still get to kill his guy. And I'm willing to take the 2-for-1 with the Frogmite and the Mirror Enforcer to get this 4/4 off the board, given we've got 2 powerful creatures coming up. So we will go for a triple block here. This shouldn't go wrong too often. Oh, sorry, not even 2-for-1, just a 1-for-1 at this point. He's decided not to do anything about it, so that's excellent. Okay, and I am going to kill this guy end of turn. I don't think that was a very good attack by our opponent. I think the 5/6 is pretty powerful and probably not worth giving away. Okay, looks like Frogmite is a good draw. Question to whether we play Forger or Atog is interesting, but I think it should be the Forger at this point. We don't want... we want to be able to play Blast as well, so that if they decide to double block our Mirror Enforcer, we can punish them for it. So we're going to attack with just the Mirror Enforcer here. See what they decide. They're just going to take it, which is excellent for us. And now we'll play the Forger and leave up Blast. Mirror Enforcer is fine. Another Prism. Springleaf Drum. And he is going to blast, which is totally fine. He's completely out of gas. Yeah, we're just fine making these trades here. And we will blast. Great. And now we can start getting in for 4, play an Atog. and we're both basically hell-bent, but we have a much better board position. Obviously that can change still, but given he's not doing anything is obviously a very good sign. We will play this prism to start. I'm going to let this ATOG die. Okay, Battle Rage is good. It's going to let us go for the win next turn. We'll just attack here. Theoretically, he has to block. I mean, he does have to block. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Just take one. Alright, so we were able to get through the first game without too much issue. Okay, so looking at the Affinity versus Affinity matchup, we have a couple of big haymakers and then a couple of medium haymakers. So our haymakers here are Ancient Grudge and Gorilla Shaman. Gorilla Shaman is very useful for destroying their lands specifically, but also can destroy things like Springleaf Drum for 3 mana and Prophetic Prism as we get later into the game. And then Ancient Grudge kills 2 of their creatures, kills 2 of their lands, kills whatever you need to kill. It's very powerful. We also have Hydroblast, which we will bring in here as it stops the ATOG, stops Galvanic Blast, stops Battle Rage. Considerably more important to stop those cards than, like, say, Power Blast, which would counter like things like Thoughtcast, but I'm not super worried about those. So we are going to bring in these 4 cards, and then looking at what we are supposed to bring out, there's we are going to take out these 2 Perilous Researches. We have lots of card draw, but that's kind of a way that that's kind of a concession we make to all the colored spells we're going to bring in, because we can't really afford to take out too many of our stars or drums. So we're going to take out the 2 Researches here. We take out 1 Ichor Wellspring, and we like a lot of these types of cards, and we're going to take out 1 Flare Husk as well, because we want our colored mana kind of as much as we can get it. So we'll take that and we'll go into game number 2. Game number 2, we look at a hand that is not keepable, unfortunately. 1 land, not in the best color, and a 1-drop. We are pretty committed to hitting a second land to be able to function, and a second land doesn't guarantee casting all of our spells. So I am going to take a mulligan here. There are definitely 1-landers that I keep, but I don't think this one is it. I think it's like somewhat close. If we had like another Frogmite in our hand, for example, I would be much more interested in keeping it. But we'll take a mulligan here. Again, an unkeepable hand. No lands is worse, obviously. We do have our Gorilla Shaman, which would be very good, but we need a land to be able to play it. So we'll take a mulligan down to 5. And this is definitely the most keepable hand we've seen so far, so we will we'll keep it. And we will keep this on top. Second land is going to be useful to us, certainly. They also kept a card on top. Okay. And they played a Springleaf Drum. We're going to do the same thing. Playing a Husk, sure. Okay, so they had no plays just yet, which is good. We are going to play the Darksteel Citadel in case they end up with a Gorilla Shaman, which might be one of the reasons they've kept this hand. We don't want to have both our lands blown up. We do get to play a Mirror Enforcer here, which is pretty powerful. That's a pretty good mull to 5, honestly. Yeah, Forger resolves. Galfblast is good. I'm going to crack this for red. Kill that. Play a Frogmite. I'm not going to play the land just yet, as we are pretty happy with the amount of lands that we have in play. Again, we don't want to get blown out by Gorilla Shaman if he's playing it. The goal here again is to try to keep him off resources as much as possible, and we've been able to do that reasonably well. We will just be attacking with all of our creatures. We'd be happy to trade one of our Frogmites. Okay, that Mere Enforcer is down, but again, we would be happy to trade here. Frogmite for a Frogmite, so we'll attack here. Yep. Does draw a second land. Let's see if it unlocks anything. It doesn't unlock that. Okay. So we are not in great shape. We do obviously have some good draws, but we're gonna have to do some hunting to get there. Okay. Let's see what he has found. It's a great draw. So we had a kind of a good start, but he's been able to stop us. Blast is good. The question is whether we try to blast the Gear Seeker in conjunction with giving up our Frogmite, or we just blast the Forger. I honestly don't know what the correct line is. I'm inclined to try to kill the Serpent. We're going to have a tough time dealing with it. Where Forger, we have a bunch of ways to kill it, so I think I'm going to take a 2-for-1 here. Thoughtcast is an excellent draw. Mere Enforcer. Yeah, this game is slipping away from us, unfortunately. Okay, yeah, we are. We're in a lot of trouble. This comeback starts with a Thoughtcast for sure. So we're not literally dead on board, and I guess there are some scenarios in which I could imagine coming back, but it seems incredibly unlikely. And definitely not now that he's drawn an ATOG. Yeah, okay. So we'll go to game number 3. The sideboard plan stays the same. We like the cards that we have. We're happy with the cards we took out. We'll see if we can just draw one of our sideboard cards. That would be a delight. We would like to play first. How's this hand look? Unfortunately not very good, so we'll take a mulligan again. Wow, and another no-lander, another unfortunate starting hand. We'll see if our opponent's able to keep his 7. He goes to 6, we're going to go to 5 again. And a hand we can't keep, so we'll go down to 4. And we found a keepable 4. We'll keep a land on top for sure. And he likes his hand on top as well. Okay. We'll start with the Husk. We'll play a land, play a star. We're not going to crack the star this turn. We'll either crack it to counter a spell, or as we move on. Okay, so Ancient Grudge is like pretty good here. He didn't do anything, so I'm gonna just grudge his his land, and then we can flash it back next turn, since he was unable to do anything for 2 turns in a row. Okay. Wow, so we've got like pretty like conflicted color needs. I'm gonna sack this for green. Springleaf Drum is excellent here, so with green we can blow up his Great Furnace. We can play this. We can add blue. We can blow that up. And he's pretty light on resources again. Wow, well, given that we've blown up 2 lands, he's been able to play through it pretty nicely. But we do have a 4/4 now on the battlefield. But still no plays, which is good. That's good as well. We should be able to attack with both our creatures. Play a Frogmite. And play a Mirror Enforcer. So I'm not sure what his draw was that he's been able to kind of play through having all of these. Or maybe he just had a handful of lands. I'm not going to fling here. It's pretty greedy and gives us a chance to be blown out by a removal spell or by a counter spell. So we just let him do his thing. Okay, wow. Strange game in that he had 6 lands in his top 12 cards, a 7th land basically. I don't know what these 4 cards in hands are. I assume at least 1 or 2 more lands. Maybe they were all lands. Maybe somehow he just kept like ATOG and nothing else. But he kept a card on top, so I don't really know what he would have kept. We were very fortunate to keep the hand that we kept and kind of come out the winner there. It does show you the power of Affinity and some of the ways that you can kind of draw back into the game with minimal resources. But we'll be on to round number 3 shortly.